not forget, Warner Brothers wasn't in the best financial situations, but Paramount was even worse financial position. I because I saw this tweet that this woman had. It was great, where she was like, Warner Brothers was in debt, and Paramount's debt was worse than them, and somehow they were able to buy Warner Brothers. Like, how is money
For
real?
$108 billion in cash and
They
liquid currency.
what they basically offered was $4 more per share.
Hmm.
Netflix was at $27.50 per share. Paramount went to $31 per share. That's how they won at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the shareholders win.
Well, and I'm not mad at David Ellison doing the I'm using my daddy's money, because that's all this is. David Ellison isn't worth and doesn't have all this money. It's Larry Ellison, the Oracle's money.
Yeah,
That's where all this comes from. So I'm not mad at him being Richie rich. I'm just gonna throw my dad's money till I get the stuff that I want, because we would all do the same fucking thing.
yeah, that's Tony
But
Khan move, and everybody be hating.
it's just crazy. Like, that's what it took, was 111 million. And even then, they had to write Paramount. I mean, I'm not Paramount. They had to write Netflix a $2 billion check for crashing the deal.
Hmm.
And David Zaslav and Warner Brothers could potentially get 7 million. I mean, 7 billion if this merger doesn't go through. And he probably is hoping it doesn't go through, so that way he can get 7 billion and keep
Right,
his company.
right. Because if the merger happens, I think it's by September.
No, it takes a full year. They said.
Full year? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
They're
you,
saying up to, at least. You're not wrong with saying potentially September. This is if everything goes well, September. That's in terms of, like, but that's why they were doing all that glad handing with Trump and the you know all the conservatism in power. I mean, apparently, with this Variety article I read, David Ellison was a guest of Lindsey Graham at the State of the Union.
hmm
Like this, I agree with what everyone, that this is bad because Paramount is now fully going to lean into being the right wing side of Hollywood, the conservative side of Hollywood. But at the same time, I don't want to completely say like they're going to be whites only or racist art only, because David Ellison knows, like, at the end of the day, dollars is what matters. And
but
we need, and we'll need movies for all audiences. So whatever is going to
but
make money, we're going to succeed. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but if y'all want that, this is why the Netflix exists. This is why Disney exists. This is why Universal exists. So they could play that way if they wanted to.
Well, they can, and they basically have been trying to, because when all this was starting a few weeks ago, the first episode we did about this, and I read the people that they were signing to deals. Like, they had signed the Duffer Brothers, from the guys who created Stranger Things. They sold John Chu from Universal. He worked on the Wicked movies. They let Taylor Sheridan go to Universal, and within the last week or two, Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey and Predator Badlands, he signed a deal with Paramount, where he'll be making projects for them. Um, so, and that may not necessarily show like those are people that have the same beliefs as David Ellison and the concern that they're just going where the money is,
Yeah.
basically, and where the potential creative freedom might have been is what's scaring people off. Certain people are scared of going to Paramount if they feel like whatever they want to make is going to get shelved or censored, like the potential Kendrick Lamar movie we talked about, where I said that movie was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Well, it's
This
supposed to come
month.
out last. It's supposed to come out last year, but then there were Dave Free wanted the reshoots, so
They
then
free.
they did the reshoots, and it is supposed to be coming out sometime in the next 2 or 3 months. And other directors have said, like, I'm not fond of David Ellison. He scares me because of what he's willing to do to appease Trump. But maybe this is David Ellison trying to do all this just so he can own the thing he wants to own, which is Paramount, and then own the other thing he wants to own, which is Warner Brothers. So he might be like a fake kiss ass. I'm not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and play devil's advocate for David Ellison, but you know what I mean. I think he's willing to shake the hands he needs to shake, kiss the asses he needs to kiss to get what he wants, which is to be the now mega studio in Hollywood. So he can get all the filmmakers, all the movie stars he wants with just the easiest checks he can, give them. But at the same time, they got to get out of all this debt from Paramount and Warner Brother at the same time. So it's like they're just the debt company. So did they really win? Is what I'm saying at the end of the day when you consider what he had to spend to get Paramount and then what he had to spend to get Warner Brothers. Yeah, they're going to be able to have all the Republicans in power, pass them on their anti-monopoly bullshit and all that, but still, like they just can't erase your debt unless that's what they start to come up with next. Who knows? Maybe they will.
But that's what I was about to say. The thing about Monopoly is it's an empire-based game, but you still gambling. You still losing. You can't keep all the money with you. You just created assets. So you took the asset of Warner Brother. Congratulations. But like you said, they've been losing money for years. Paramount been losing money for years. Everybody's been losing money for years, apparently, except for Netflix and Disney, because hell,
Netflix is a quiet money loser. There are people who are like, when you really break it down, Netflix isn't financially as successful as you would think because again, like it's just a streaming service app, so like it's one way of revenue compared to like Warner Brothers has theaters, HBO Max, DVDs, and all the way cable networks, all that, like, and granted those might all be small pieces of the pie, but Netflix is strictly just the Netflix app. That's it. Yeah, they own the stuff they create and like the merch for the Stranger Things stuff and the toys from that and whatever else they create, but like don't forget they still have to pay creators $200 million to come work with them for a movie that you're going to watch by paying $29.99 a month instead of what 4 billion people going in theaters to see it or whatever. Like at the end of the day, like everyone's like the Netflix financials never really add up in terms of like, is this really a successful, profitable company? It's a popular company and that's why they're up there, but is it fully like the place that can just write any check? That's Apple because they have phones, laptops, AirPods, etc.
and they charge people $18.99 for no other reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's more so because I don't have too many other thoughts because we still got a year process, like you said, for this. We can more so talk about the inside of what it relates to theaters, even though theaters been dead since the pandemic. And people, of course, they get the catalog of Warner Brothers. That's a huge catalog.
Yep.
And then it's all on Paramount Plus, which makes Paramount Plus, actually worth getting now.
Or is this their way to kill Paramount Plus because it's the weaker of the services and fully stock HBO Max? That's what I was.
But then you got to think about they have the NFL too, though.
I think their goal is to keep certain CBS stuff here, and then keep everything else together. And the stuff that's CBS based will be the UFC, the NFL, like you said, everything that's major sports related. Because the NFL obviously didn't want to do business with WB because we're gonna air football games on TBS or TNT. No, thank you. Like, are you fucking out of your mind? And you just lost the NBA, and you have AEW, you have Unrivaled, you have college basketball. That's a plus. But like I said, everything that's major CBS is going to say where it is. Everything that's going to be like movies or creator-driven television is going to be on the super service of HBO Paramount. You know what I mean? That's, I think, what it's going to be, is keeping all that stuff together, but keeping the stuff that's the real and the major news network, so they can spread their right-wing propaganda and all that.
Oh, you said it the right way the first time.
Yeah, the white is right propaganda is because they'll probably kill CNN to keep things in their favor. I know you want to get in that conspiracy bag of like now the media is going to be controlled by even.
It's already been controlled.
Well,
what do I need to say?
at least they're gonna be open face about how it's being controlled. I should say.
Yeah, I
The
mean, watch
NASCAR,
Fox News. I tell you everything.
yeah. But but this almost Fox News at least is kind of like in on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
always been their
definitely.
thing. But also because since Fox doesn't have the power except when football's on, like no one's watching Fox regular when football's not on because they have no other fucking sports except the World Series. But again, the World Series is 1 month out of the year, and then
NASCAR,
the and
NASCAR,
then
NASCAR's on Fox, but people
Nat,
ain't streaming it.
but NASCAR is also shared through Turner Sports on
Yeah,
WB as well. And the NASCAR rights are the stupidest fucking thing. And there's also the secondary league, and that's what they air on the CW. Um, this is why I can't get in NASCAR. Besides the fact that it going around the track to me is dumb. The F1 style of racing is the style of racing I enjoy.
hey
Uh,
man, it's a science to it. It's a great sport. Even better
I know
merch too.
I don't want to watch a science experiment. I don't want to watch you fucking draft against another car for 3 hours
Also,
just so
it's the
you can.
hope. Some people have demented minds. It's the hope that somebody could crash into somebody.
Yeah, again,
R.I.P.
just
Dale
go
Earnhardt.
to fucking YouTube or play fucking Burnout on PlayStation. Like, do something.
That's a reference.
But what's really gonna happen instantly is the canceled people are gonna get opportunities again. Because what happened yesterday was, I'm not laughing
You
because
are
it's not
laughing.
funny.
That's fine.
I'm just I can't believe it happened. Because all right, so this happens on Thursday, late in the day, Thursday. This is the news that drops: is Paramount wins, Netflix loses, and the next day, fucking Hollywood Reporter's like Max Landis is going to write a GI Joe movie for Paramount, and I'm like, who is writing what? And
Yeah.